All right, I believe we are live. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Unconventional Mindset. My name's Odum, and today we're going to jump right back into our application that we're building called Pixel Pieces, which is a library where we're going to have Webflow components and templates for people to be able to use, download, whatever, and build their own websites with. And of course, the whole purpose of the stream is trying to build ourselves a company that's going to generate us $1 million in revenue every single year. And that company is called Pixel, and it started out as a web design development company and maybe some creative design as well too, mixed in with some AV stuff. So we do lots of creative work, and we're just kind of branching off and creating this little extension of Pixel where it's going to be building the Webflow components and templates, which is going to be great because I'm going to be able to use that to build websites for my clients a lot faster and easier, all that jazz. And then, of course, the idea is to bring it to other people out to the world who maybe they could use it to build their websites faster and more efficient and all that good stuff. So that's where we are. And before we get started, just one announcement. Thursday and Friday, which I think is tomorrow. Yeah, Thursday, Friday, which is tomorrow and the day after, I won't be live streaming because unfortunately I won't be available to do a live stream. Like I literally won't have any gear or whatever. It really sucks because I really don't like missing any days, but every once in a while it happens when I literally cannot be in, 3 places at once. So I will be back here on Monday with a new stream. So yeah, so that's that. So let's get into the stream. Well, I mean, we're into the stream right now, but let's get into the website. And what do we have to do today? So I think yesterday we finished off with, we kind of had every page all laid out. And I did spend a little bit of time last night writing a little bit of content for, it takes me so long to write content. Like I'll spend like hours and I finally wither things down into like 2 lines. It's crazy. But anyways, the page in question was, I think, the about page. And I just kind of put the stuff in here. And there's 2 key things that I want to illustrate on this about page. Number 1, it's what is our mission? And then number 2, what are our values and what is it that we're striving to do? And then the mission, of course, I kind of wrote this thing. We have to obviously design this whole page because it looks like just terrible. So, Kevin, how you doing? The comments are working today. Have you tried ChatGPT? Yes, I have. And actually, in some of my streams back in the day, I was using ChatGPT quite a bit to help me write various content or whatever. But the thing is, for what I was doing for this, I just wanted to come from the heart. I guess if that makes any sense. I just didn't want it to be too robotic. So I know I can take some stuff after I have it, and then I can put it in to see if I could refine. But I was just finding some of the stuff to be a little bit too robotic for me, and it was just missing some of my flavor or character or what have you. So yes, I have tried it. I think it's a fantastic tool. But I think some people, it just depends on who you are, but sometimes you need to be a little bit careful if you don't want to sound a little bit too generic and what have you. But that's just me. That's just my personal opinion. But it would have been much faster probably if I would have used it. So anyways, I think on the original Pixel website, there was probably a lot of ChatGPT stuff that's on there. So good to see you. Nice to have you on stream. Hopefully you're having a great day today. Okay, so right. So these 2, the mission and the values. So the mission, of course, is to help people build websites better, faster. And then I kind of this little thing, customers will end up liking you more than they even do right now, right? So just, it's a little bit of personality there. And then our values is customers always comes first. Now, this is a little bit different than the customer is always right because the customer is not always right. But the whole point is what I'm doing is so that why Pixel Pieces exist is to help build the best possible product for you or whoever my customer is going to be on Pixel Pieces. And then also, so that product as well is going to be the best thing that they can use for their customers, right? So unless they're doing it for themselves or whatever, right? But it's just to build the best possible things that we can to serve our customers the best. So that's what we're all about. And if we can't do that, then, we're not going to be in business. And I guess that's the philosophy of, with every component or template that I release, if I'm not 100% happy with it and I wouldn't use it for my own customers and for my own work, then I have no business in releasing it. And I don't want to just be this generic component library or templates that has like 1,000 components and they all kind of suck, right? Or they're just kind of okay. So that's kind of the idea and philosophy behind like why I'm doing this. So there's the about page, and then there's all the sign up pages, and there's kind of the blog page, which we need to work out. So I think then I have some ideas of what I want to do for the blog page as well. So we'll get to that today. So we should hopefully have everything fleshed out by the end of the day today. So let's do some work here on this about page. And I am going to, and again, please excuse the naming conventions here because they're not going to be as they should. Not as they should. They're not going to be standardized by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, so we have our container here. We have our hero. Then we want to have our wide. And let's keep this. This needs to be. And I think what we want here is maybe H1 small. And how small should we go? What's standard? I think it's 3.25. And let's see. Okay, yeah, that's not. Oh, and I do have a total idea for what I want to do on this. Okay, so on this whole page, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a picture of like myself, because I mean, it's only just me now. So yeah, this is our about page. And it's basically going to be a full width, full viewport and full height. The width, full viewport width and height. And it's going to be a picture of me on a nice colorful background or backdrop, probably blue or something like that. And then it's just going to be the mission is going to be here. And then that's going to be like the whole page. So it's going to be full on that page. And then you're going to scroll down. Then it's going to go into the value section. So that's what this page is going to look like, which is why I want this one to be a little bit different than the regular headings. And what I should do, what should I do? Yeah, I need to put that in. Okay. Where should we put it in? Let's put it in. Yeah, let's go in here. And we're just going to call this full background. So that's going to contain a sample image. It's going to have to cover. Actually, I don't know exactly if it's going to be top or bottom, but let's just put it here for now. It's not going to tile. And this full background is going to be absolute, and its width is going to be 100% and height 100 VH. And we're going to need to give it a Z index, so it goes on the bottom. Perfect. Okay. Looks ugly, but let's use our imagination. Actually, I wonder if I can get a good image of what I'm thinking of. Something like this. Well, not like this because, well, this is way too moody, but a vibrant color on the background, and then like it's not going to be neon lights or anything. Not like the stuff I have over here. Yeah, this is getting a little closer in terms of the background. But I don't want to pay for iStock here. And there's going to need to be lots of head space and vertical space. Like I want, probably the image is probably going to be like a picture of me, and maybe I'll fit like 1/3 of the way from the bottom to the top. But I mean, Canva. You know, I have used Canva for like one time for about maybe like 10 minutes or so. So I'm not very familiar with Canva. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm like an old school Photoshop guy. Charlene, yeah, how you doing? Hope everything's going well with you. You're holding to me. Yes, it is absolutely going to be a picture of me. It will be. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Photoshop has the same thing. Absolutely. But I'm actually going to have my actual background. I do lots of photography as well too. So I'm going to have my own paper background that I have here at home, and I have my own cameras and stuff like that. So, but that's cool. Yeah. The stuff that like Canva and all these other software have, and the fact that it's free, like you can do so many amazing, amazing things with it, which is really, really cool. The only problem I find is whenever you're using like background removers or what have you. I mean, I don't have this problem because I don't have any hair, but when you have someone with lots of hair and sometimes you get little artifacts or what have you, then it can take a little bit to try to tease things out when you're trying to, remove a background. I don't know if does it make much sense fretting too much about this right now? Oh my goodness. Because I can't quite find what I'm looking for. Can't quite find it. Okay, forget it. Wasting too much time. We'll get there. I'll probably have to... Yeah, I'll have that probably sometime next week. Okay, so now all of this stuff. So this thing here, now this section here is going to have to go down below the fold. And how are we going to do that? When we are going to have to pull it out. I think what we should do is probably give it another section, and then we're going to have it, see if we absolute position it. I guess we can do that, but then is anything going to be below it? And then about the footer. This is going to be a little bit tricky. What's going to be the best way to do this? I guess maybe we can wrap the footer in there as well. And then everything is just going to get pushed down. That's probably a better way of doing this. All right, let's see. Oh, this divider's still here. Which probably should not be here anymore. Oh, no, it needs to be there. Oh, interesting. Oh, it's got spacing. Right. Okay, so this is the block here. All right, we're going to create this new section here. This is going to be a little bit hacky right now. We're just going to see if we get this to behave as we want to. So this is no. Yeah, we'll just leave that for now. We're going to have to do some cleanup for sure. Okay, so again, position, absolute. But the thing is, if it's at 0, it's there. So then we're just going to need to put it at 100. What happened? 100 VH, and it should be right there at the bottom, which it is. And we'll have to give it some padding. And then, of course, because of the position. Now it's not centered. And that's not going to work either because of the position. So how can we get this container to be centered? Perhaps if we flex it and then we make everything vertical and then align it in the middle. No, it's still not going to work, eh? Still not going to work. Unless we just do it not on the actual absolutely positioned element. We just have to make a new containing element. And we'll throw that in there. And this one can become horrible, horrible naming. Now I'm just getting lazy. Oh, no, we don't want to do that. We should just be able to do, no. Okay, think. Why are you not? Oh, I need to have it width. And then no, that's not right. Doesn't have a width. That makes the most sense. Perfect. Okay. So that still needs a width, obviously, because it's on the inside. Not pixels. Okay. So you have a nice picture here. This is probably going to move down a little bit. Margins, I think, is it on the section? All right. I mean, it'll probably move it something like this. Then you have the image of myself, our values, and these cards here. Hey, Charlene, did you make any good connections over at the networking event last week? I'm curious to know. I bet there's one person that I met that I'm going to talk to hopefully in about a week or so. It seems like a pretty good guy, and he's going to be a really good contact. He's doing some really interesting stuff here in Halifax, which is really, really cool. So it was a good event to go to. Okay, about card. We're going to throw you out in here, please. Okay, and now just something easy for now. This is how should we put these? Right. Glad to. Wonderful. Yeah, it was pretty good. The one thing I'll say is I think I told you about this. I can't stand it when you go to a networking event and they just have live music, and it's so loud you have to talk like you're at a concert. Like my throat is still coarse from that. You have a house party this Friday. Oh, same folks. Like your own, like a personal party? Volunteer for part of the time. So volunteer for, like they have a house party that they're doing that you're volunteering to? Anyways, either way, party. That sounds good. I like that word. Right on. Okay, about container. I think, left aligned, center aligned. Basically, I'm trying to think about how this is going to go. Like if we go back here, if we go to the home page, these things here, they're going to have some animations when you hover over top of them, and probably have some doodles or something on the inside here. But when you hover over top of components, I want this one to slide a little bit, this one, and this one's going to get smaller. So I want to have something similar for those two statements, although they're not going to be like clickable. They're not links. So I want them to be similar, but yet just have a similar feel. So I'm thinking, well, let me go with what I'm thinking here. Because I definitely didn't design this out in Figma, obviously. Well, I mean, it's not obvious if this is the first video of mine you're seeing, but when I was doing the Figma sketches, I didn't actually plan this out. So, because this is new content from yesterday. So I think if I go like this, and I want to justify them into the middle, and then we want to put a gap between them, which I believe we want 1. And we go into the cards, and we give them our standard border radius right there. And then padding. Oh my goodness, totally blanked out there for a second. 1 rem for the padding. Oh, that was on the text. We don't want it on the text. We want it on Alt. And then can you make the cards components and then add variables for this page? I can, but there's only 2, and I know there's only going to be 2, so it's faster to just make them instead of trying to make a component, then editing the components. I have a love-hate relationship with components. I think they're super fantastic, but when there's just a few of them, I just prefer to just do it in Webflow and then make it, just do it in Webflow. In Webflow. I mean, it's all in Webflow, but just do it as, just whatever native elements. I don't know what the difference is to call that between, the components. I think the reason why is because one of my larger clients, a lot of the stuff I have is in components, and it's just a little tricky sometimes for them when they're using the editor, and you have to set it up so that they can use the editor. And I don't know, it's really good, but I guess just a few times it's kind of rubbed me, I guess, a little bit the wrong way. So that's why if I can just do it inside, with the native elements, then I'll just do it. But when it comes to things like, like the footer, obviously, like that's in a component, the header, like things that I reuse on multiple pages, they're there. But if it's just one thing on one page, I just won't bother. Agreed about the music. Yeah, the musician was good. Yeah, well, yeah, of course he was really good. The fundraiser, right? That you won the tickets. Cool. That's this Friday. Oh, well, have fun. That's fine. I mean, you didn't invite me, but no, that's yeah. That I don't know. That sounds fun. That sounds awesome. Yeah, Jen Arden. She's a big name too, so that should be fun. And I can't say this yet because it's a surprise. I don't know if Andrew can hear, but I did get tickets to a concert for Andrew's birthday, which is this weekend. And it's for a band that we wanted to see together for like 20 years. It's insane. So I'm super excited for it. I don't know. Speaking of concerts, I just have it in my mind. And I'd like never go to concerts. I've been to like 3 in my life. Okay. So about card, right? So, the tea party. I hope I'm not too loud. I hope she doesn't hear. I know she's out there. So yeah, I know I love them since high school, since like first came out. Splendor Soils, I think was their first album, and Canadian band. I think I don't know if they're all from the same area, but I think one of them's from Kingston. The lead singer Jeff Martin, I think is his name. Oh man, it's been a while, but yeah, I'm super pumped. No, I was just kidding, Charlene. Finalize side off. Right, yeah. Yeah, no, have a blast. You have to let me know. We'll have to connect sometime next week and let me know how it went. And yeah, and I just want to see like what else is going around in the city to start connecting and networking with people. And I got to get business cards too. Oh my goodness. I know I did on stream quite a while ago designing the business cards. I just haven't gotten them printed. But they would be handy to have at times like that. But yeah, I don't know, Kevin, if you're a Tea Party fan or not, but yeah, I don't know. We've been wanting to see them for forever. Like every time they've always come to where we've been, but there's always been an issue where we couldn't go see them. Ugh. It's like a long story. It's like a running thing for us. Anyways, all right. Yeah, it depends on the style of music. What I loved about the way that they play is they play all kinds of different instruments. So they all have all these kind of unique sounds. In one of his earlier videos, he's playing his guitar, but he's playing with like a cello string and stuff. So yeah, they just have all kinds of different, like just different instruments and drums and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think just the Canadian rock band. Yeah. Again, I like all kinds of different music. So my tastes are all over. So if you don't like rock or whatever, then you kind of won't like these guys. Anyways, that's them. Their first 2 albums, The Splendor Soils and oh my goodness, what's the other one? It's like Edges of Twilight. That was a good one. It's back in the day when I was younger and used to listen to Munch Music or watch Munch Music, and they'd have all their videos. Those were the good old days. Okay, about cards. Yes, focus. What do we want? We want this to be a specific width, and let's give it a minimum width of not much. That's probably surpassing it, right? Actually, we don't want minimum, we want maximum. Yeah, we want maximum because we want the text to spill over if they're, yeah, just like that. Perfect. And let's just up the text a little bit here because this is going to be larger weight, color, and let's put periods on these. I don't know about the alignment. Let's leave it here for now. Let's leave it here for now, so it'll be consistent at least with all the other ones. And this needs to be a little bit more. Okay. Something like this is essentially what I'm thinking. And once we go, this thing actually can probably go out. No, it can't because is this white? Okay, we'll just leave that for now. And how is this? Okay. But what we want to do, we'll go here and we'll give this our spacing, maybe even a little bit more. Okay. This definitely looks bad, but it'll be better. And we'll figure out this as well too. I have to find some little doodles or what have you to put in these little kind of containers, and as well the one here on the home page. I wonder, just like doodles. Maybe what would be really cool is maybe I can get like my daughter to draw some, and then I could just scan them and put them in here, and then it could be a little bit of a personal touch. Okay, this is a background. We need graphics. Let's look here. Maybe even just like things like this that are just maybe not quite like this. That's a Christmas one. But just the idea of having little drawings or illustrations, even kind of like this. I mean, this is too specific, but just like random objects and whatever, just kind of in here, fitting somehow the theme of components, templates, or something like that. So I think that's what we're gonna look towards. I'll probably do this. You guys don't want to see me kind of looking, trying to figure this stuff out. So I'll see what I can find, off stream. So Figma community files are a good place to find them. All for free. Nice. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm learning so much about Figma and the whole community and everything like that. So I need to get more involved, because it's a really good tool, a really good product. Were they recently purchased by Adobe or purchased by somebody? That's totally off topic. Figma, like owner? They were, eh? He's the founder. Yeah, it was for 20 billion. Yeah, I thought I heard that. Yeah, makes sense. Founded in 2012. 2012, 10 years later, do a $20 billion exit. That's not bad. What would you do with $20 billion? Like, that's an insane amount of money. Sorry, I'm just quiet there, just thinking in my mind all things I would do with that much money. That's crazy. Okay, so, right, blog. So I think, let me just look at all the pages. Yeah, we got our components. Again, the framework is set up. Templates, the framework of this page is set up. Pricing page. Yeah, this is set up. Again, this needs a little bit more design finesse. I think I'm going to do all the design finessing. Well, I don't know. If you want to see me do it on stream, then I will. But otherwise, because it's probably going to be really boring, I'll probably do that off stream. But blog, and then all these sign up pages. Okay, so this would be good. If we can get the blog done today, then, because I won't be here on Thursday and Friday, then on Monday we can start with actually developing stuff, which will be really, really cool. And we'll probably start with the whole like portal, the payment portal and everything like that. So I can Google SVG abstract patterns illustrations library. I use Brave, so let's see what happens. But Figma. Here we go. Oh, it's actually abstract as not with a T. Interesting. Is there, I guess there's, so you get like the little circles and stuff. Oh, that's kind of cool. Is there a, well, let's just press this and see. Yeah, open. Yeah, no, I was just trying to see if I could avoid that. Opening it, but let's take a look. And there's just a thumbnail. So where's the pages? Ooh. Yeah, like little things like this. This is like perfect. Well, we'll see if it's perfect. Yeah. And if I don't find anything that I really like, then I could just make them myself too. Cool. Thanks for this resource. This is really good. This is really good. I like it. Is this, now if I load this up, is it loaded up in the actual application? Or, because this is in the browser. If I go into my actual Figma, is it going to be on here? That's the one thing where I don't know. A new version. Yeah, sure, update. Or do I have to? I probably have to like download it somehow. Let's see. Let's see if I can figure this out. How would I do if get desktop app? No. Hang on. Let me think. So I want this to appear on my desktop. So open in Figma. Okay. Well, there's got to be, and this isn't like a plugin or anything. This is just his files. So do I have to save a local copy? Yeah, okay. There we go. That makes sense. Save local copy, I guess. Oh, and then I got to save it as something. Let's just do this. And obviously open with, I would just imagine, maybe I can just drag and drop something like this. Pixels out. Oh, file, I'm at the file limit. Okay. But I think, okay, that's how we do it. All right. Interesting. Okay. Sorry for my Figma ignorance here. All right. But yeah, I'm thinking along with Figma and a couple other tools, and then I think I can break away from my Adobe subscription, which is killer expensive. The big problem is I use Lightroom all the time, and Lightroom I think I'll have to replace with Capture One, and then something to replace Illustrator, and which I don't use that often, but I will want something. And I can't remember the name of the program, but there's some software out there that's like an Illustrator replacement. And I don't like GIMP. I know GIMP is a Photoshop thing. I don't like it. I've used it before. It's just, I don't know. I'm just not a fan. Anyways, whatever. Let's get back to building this, which is what we're here for. All right. So this is going to be a collection. Of course, this is going to be blog posts. So we'll just use this, and we're going to want the post body, a post summary, which we can use on the home page. Yes. The main image and a thumbnail image. I usually just like to use both, and I'll just use the main image as the thumbnail image. So we're going to get rid of the thumbnail image. And usually I make my images so that they're a small size anyway, so they'll be just fine as a thumbnail versus the main image. Featured. I mean, we can keep it in. I don't think I'm going to feature anything at the start. So basically the layout is going to be, should I describe it? No, let's do it as we go along here. Color. No, don't need a color. We are going to want to have an author. No, we're not going to be able to do that because cancel. Cancel this field. Okay, let's create this collection first because there's something else we got to do first. We have to do authors. And the only thing that we're going to have is none of this stuff. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. And I'll get rid of this. Maybe we'll just call this just a summary. A little. Am I not spelling right? This text is really small. Is this too small? I could try to bump this up a little bit. It gets pretty big, but maybe that's a little easier to see. A little bit about the author. And that is it. Create that collection. And we also are going to want to create categories. No tags. We're just going to go with basic categories. And category name. No colors. Do we want colors for this one? No. No icons. Maybe in the future when we get more fancy, or we'll see how the actual product does, and if it does well, and then we start getting traction, whatever, then it's worth the time and effort to put more time into building a really, really awesome blog section. I mean, obviously I want an awesome one, but there's always what's the 80-20 rule? Do 20% of the effort to get 80% of the results. Is that the way it is? Or like you get 80% of the results with 20% effort? I don't know. It's something like that and then the rest of it would give you like nothing. I don't know. Something like that. 80-20 or 20-80. Right. Okay. So that being said, so we're just going to have the category name, and is it even going to have a description? Maybe we can have a description of the category. I don't think we're going to use that forward facing, but I'll leave it in there. Okay. So now when we get into a blog post, let's edit this one. So each blog post is going to need a category, and that's going to link to the categories. And yeah, that's going to be required. And we'll move that up to the top. And then it's also going to need an author. And we'll save that as well. And we get the category, author, the summary, the body. Let's do the thumbnail at the start, and we'll leave the post body at the bottom. If somehow Webflow would end up getting like an actual editor for these collections, that's something that is similar to what Ghost has for their editor. Oh man, that would be phenomenal, because this editor just sucks for like writing. Like you don't actually want to write anything in there. You just want to write it in Word or something and then copy and paste it, because it just sucks working in it. Anyways, it's just my opinion and my experience with it. Okay, so we have that. I think that's it, eh? Okay, so let's just make a couple categories just to have something. And one is going to be, I don't know, like Webflow. And like no code has a category. And I don't know, whatever. We'll have a category of templates. Yeah, I don't even know. They're just throwing stuff out here. And authors. So obviously at the start, it's just going to be me. And yeah, create. Okay, and now blog posts. Let's just generate. I just want like 6, oh, whatever, 10. Okay, so now we have our sample blog posts. All right, and we're gonna have to style our rich text. Okay, so let's go back here. And what do I want for my blog page? So to move stuff over here for a little bit. Okay, so I basically want to have the heading as is, but I want to have, I can't really show you this, guys. I'll just sketch this out for myself. So I want to have a 2-column layout. Well, basically a 3-column layout. One with a sidebar, and then the posts below will be 2-column. Maybe we should have one featured at the top, and that could be a feature. We could do that. Okay. So this is gone. That's not going to be here. And okay, let's just create our whole section for this. And this. We want to have, oh no, not that. So what are we going to have? We're going to have, yeah, a 3-column. Okay, we're going to have a 3-column container, or just 3 columns for our blog. The first 2, the one on the far left and then the one in the middle, that's going to be the actual blog post, and that's just going to tile. So it's going to go 2, 2, 2, 2. And then on the left side is going to be the sidebar. So that's going to have to be completely on its own. So, but the thing is the number of blog posts is going to be dynamic. So I think I have to put basically like a container inside of a container. So that way we can have the left side and the right side. Because the right side of all the blog posts is going to have to be in a collection, and that's, you can't strip that out unless I can do, I'm thinking that's the best way. I'm just trying to think of the HTML and how that's going to work. So we have your div, which is everything. And then you just split it up into 2. And then they'll stack when they're on mobile. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Okay, so let's lay it out here. So that's your main. So this is our grid 3 right here. And inside no, that's not going to work either. No, 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 that's not going to work. It's going to have to be, oh, why am I having such a hard time with this one? Grid. Right. Okay. We got to make a blog grid first. And this blog grid, this first one needs to be double the size of the second one. And do we want 2 gap or 1? Let's leave it at 2 for now and see what we like. All right, so that's the blog grid. And then inside, the first grid is going to be this grid. And then this one, I'm just going to call it the sidebar. But this is actually, we need to do this better. Let's put this in right now first. It's going to be the collection and collection list. So that's going to be in a grid. And then we have the item. And let's just go with the heading. Whoops. Oh, and you haven't actually connected. Yeah. Source, blog posts. And then what was I doing? No, heading. I need to put in a heading. Get text from. Okay, and that's going to follow convention H2, but that's going to have to be a H2 small. Maybe even smaller than that. Oh, right. I'm a little bit zoomed in, so my font sizing is going to be a little bit off into deciding what's what. Yeah, that's too small. So let's try that. I think that'll be good. Okay, I'll fiddle around with sizes later. So what we also want is, all right, the blog thumbnail. And we are going to give it a background of the actual image. And we are going to, where am I? Oh, right here. We are going to position it in the middle. We are going to cover and no tiling. Thank you very much. And we are going to give it a fixed height of, yeah, kind of thin. I kind of like the thin style. All right. And so let's give it a little bit of margin on the bottom. And what are the, if we go up here, we're going to go some metadata stuff here. So this here is going to be the blog category. And Here's where I need to figure out what exactly my colors are going to be. So, but I want this to be a little bit smaller. So that's 14 pixels. And maybe we could make that bold. And let's get text from the blog post and category. Good, I like, oh, that's too much. That's too much. I'll have to play around with this. And this is the blog, the excerpt. Excerpt, is that spelled right? That's a weird word. And this one is the category, not the category description. This is the summary, which I don't have. Why don't I have a summary? Let's actually rename that. Why don't I have summaries? I should have summaries. What's going on? Did I... what did I do? Oh, that was the author summary. Of course. All right. You know what I would like to do? I would like to limit how many... Do I want to limit how many characters are on there? No, I don't. Well, I do, but I want to do that manually. I won't do that in the app. So spacing. Okay, hang on. I'm going to zoom out here for a second. I think. Okay, hang on. Okay, before we get to that, the nitpicky stuff, let's go. We're still not done. We still need to go blog. Let's call this meta because we're going to want to put another text block, and this is going to be the author, and then we're going to have the publication date. So I know Webflow had an issue with the difference between the publication date and the updated date. So if you had a publication date, but then you updated the blog post, it would change that. So I think they fixed it and actually put this updated on. So I'm going to have the publication date. Oh, right. And it's not going to show because it's not published. It's so frustrating. Oh, well, I should be able to publish to here. Right. Yeah. So, right. Yeah. I don't care if people see it because people are seeing this now. There we go. So, and I also want to put in one last thing, a little divider. And what's the alt code? I think it's alt 7. Yes, that's it. Okay, so blog author. Actually, we can just call this the dot. I don't think that's going to be anywhere else. And blog publication date. All right, we have that. And I think I want to take those down a little bit. And the blog author, I think we'll make that more colorful than, yeah, everything else. Or should it be? No. Okay. And then, so this, we're going to flex it and give it a little bit of space. Too much. Too little. Just enough. And for this thing, we are going to make it much lighter. I don't want it to be very distracting at all. I don't know whatever it is with this dot. I just love it as a separator and using it for blog posts. I've been doing this for since forever. I don't know why. I just really enjoy it. Spacing. Okay, so yeah, something needs to be done with the date because we don't want it to be the same color. And obviously we want to make sure that it doesn't fail. I don't know what we're going to do with this at all. I feel like there's not too far we can go. I'll have to figure that out. We'll figure that out. Okay. Ah, shit. And of course, I didn't make it clickable. So let's back up a second and text link. Our link, but we need it to be a link block. And there we go. But I think what we need to do is we want to make this, I think if it's inline, then we're okay with the link. No, we need to make the H2 inline, I believe. Oh, interesting what that does. Recent update. Ooh, lets you right click an element and wrap it in a link block. It does? Okay, let's try that. I'm going to undo this. Okay. Oh my God. Oh. Now, can you select multiple elements at the same time and then wrap all of those in a div block? That would be cool. That's awesome. That is awesome. But if I wanted, you still can't select multiple things, eh? Nope. Nope. Sad face. Oh no, that's a happy face. Sorry. I think that's it's no sad face. Keyboard shortcut for it. Yeah, it looks like it is. Oh. Control Alt A would be the shortcut. All right. I feel like that's one of those things I'm going to remember now because it's attached to some other part of memory stuff. Anyways. Okay, so what was I doing? Oh, right. So if I take this H2 and then I make it into an inline, and then what's that going to do is going to make it so that, oh, it's not. Because I don't like this extra link here. Oh, but I think it'll be okay if I do any kind of stuff with underlines. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. That's just little beauty things that I'm going to do to work it out. But anyways, we'll see what happens and see what we can do. Because I'd like to animate the underlining here. But anyways, those are, yeah, like I said, little details. do we even need the summary here? I feel like it just adds, it's really hard to tell with this stupid lorem ipsum stuff. But I feel like if I just have, let me just hide this for a second. Oh, I feel like that's much cleaner. That's much cleaner. I think I like this better. Let's put it back. I think I like it simple. I think I like it simple. Yeah, you agree? Perfect. All right. That's 2 against 0. Like not even. Like I could see what you're saying, but make it smaller and yeah, like it's not needed. Like the title should be self-explanatory, and then go ahead and click on it if you want to. I'll keep it in the back end just in case there's some need for it. Or maybe no. It'll be really good, of course, obviously for SEO, right? So we'll use that into the actual description of the page. So we're definitely going to want to keep that there for SEO. I forgot about that. So we'll keep it in there. Absolutely critical, but we're not going to have it for here because we want to get that Google love. Of course, it's going to be super important in the long game. Okay. So I like it. There's some spacing issues that I'm going to work on again, like this whole design stuff. We'll really look to, or I'll really look to cleaning this thing up. I'll probably do it on Thursday and Friday since I'm going to have some downtime when I'm in between places, but won't have any internet, which will suck. Oh, if I don't have internet, then how the hell am I going to work on this? There's a downfall of using Webflow versus just doing your own thing on your own local development system, is you're bound by internet. Unless you can work on this offline. I've never heard of that before, though. I don't know how you'd be able to work on this offline. I'm pretty sure you can't, since everything's just connected to their system and to their servers. It's just in the browser. I don't think they would ever come up with a offline solution. I don't see that happening at all. Unless they develop an app. If they had an app that you could install, just like Figma, then you could use it online. Or offline, I should say. Maybe. Maybe. Are you attending at all or going to any of their shows? I guess, because I think they're having it half virtual, half like you'd have to be there in person. Or not you have to, that you could be there in person. I've seen some of their talks, so they're pretty good. Well, I've seen quite a few of them, which is why I love Webflow, because they do really good stuff. That would be really cool if they had an app. What do I want to hear? That's an interesting question, which nobody asked. Thank you for asking, random person that is not here. What would I like to see happen in Webflow? You're in New Jersey. You're right near New York, yeah. Wasn't able to get a ticket though, so you tried. I wonder if they sold out really fast or what have you. New Jersey, are you a hockey fan? Devils fan? Maybe a Rangers fan? I'm a huge hockey fan, so I'm a Canadian. I gotta love hockey, right? But I'm a Habs fan. Yeah, what would I like to see in Webflow? Like for me, I think the biggest thing is the user and the membership system and their portal. Because it was so limiting on what you can do with it that it was like not very useful for any other use case than just like a simple, just log in and get access to gated content. Like other than that, it's like not useful at all. but I understand the difficulties in it. But if they can improve on that and give access, like you couldn't even access the user variables. So like if somebody, you use Webflow to build a user portal, and then people would subscribe or join or whatever, and payment, all that kind of stuff. Fantastic. But if you wanted to like create a custom page for them, you couldn't use their attributes. You couldn't say use their name or their email address. You only had the one generic cutout page for like your account page, for example. So it was really, you could do it through like third party, like crazy stuff. And it's like, oh man, this is just not, it's not mature yet. So I hope they make some really good improvements on their membership portal. And their logic is pretty good so far. Soccer fan, an F1 racing fan, you would be a huge hit with my brother-in-law, who's a huge racing fan. Although I don't know if he's a big F1 fan, but I think it's more NASCAR. What's the difference? I know NASCAR. I don't know the difference. I know the difference of the cars. But in terms of racing, I just always tease him about, if I ever need to learn how to turn left, I'll go talk to the NASCAR drivers. But I guess F1 is much better, I think, anyways, because they're turning this way and that, and they're going much faster. And I don't know, they have much cooler looking cars. I think they go faster. Don't they go faster than NASCAR? And soccer, I'm not a soccer fan. I like watching the World Cup when it's on, but other than that, I don't watch too much. But I mean, I love watching clips on YouTube of people kicking the soccer ball and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Like, it's just phenomenal. I have a deep respect for all sports. I'll just put it that way, because I love playing sports. I'll play anything, even soccer. Okay, so let's finish this. Where are we now? Sidebar. So the only thing that I want to put in here right now is what happened? Oh, I just clicked empty state, didn't I? The only thing I want to put in here is going to be a subscription box for the newsletter. And then like a list of categories, which means we're going to need to create a category page. There's always more things to create. So that's going to go here. List of categories, subscription box. Okay. And then what else do we need to do? I don't think we are going to get this done today. We need to do the individual blog pages, or just the blog page. Then we need to do the category page. And then we need to do, well, that's it. Right. And then maybe we need to have a comment section. I don't know. Comment sections don't seem to be very popular these days. Obviously with WordPress or whatever, it's built in, but I mean, you could use like Discuss or, yeah. I'll think on it. Think on that. Okay, anyways, that's what we need to do. Let's make the subscription box right now. And then that'll probably be, well, and then we could do the category section. So let's just finish up this blog page, or the blog landing page. Okay, so this is subscribe box. And actually, we're probably going to want to, oh no, we'll do this straight from here. I'm just thinking about MailChimp and integrating with MailChimp, and we just need to take the list ID, and that's all we need. Okay, so this is going to be subscribe form. And do we want to collect? I love having the first name. So when you email someone, you have their name. But does it stop people from wanting to subscribe if they have to put in more info? I feel like just having their name. Let me look at some of the newsletters that I'm subscribed to and see how many of them I get called by my first name. Okay, this one, nothing. This one, yes, first name. This one, nothing. This one, nothing. This one, nothing. Yeah, basically it's just one. Yeah, let's not collect name. Because this one doesn't need to be as personal as, say, what will be another one? As like the unconventional mindset. So I think I have on my site, so this newsletter that I have, right, this one you got to put in your name and email address. I think you have to. Do you have to? I think you have to, because yeah, you need your name. I mean, you could put in any name. It doesn't have to be any, it could be anything. But would this limit people maybe from subscribing to my newsletter? Maybe, but maybe not. I don't know. Anyways, so we're not going to do this. We're going to do the opposite. Not the opposite. We're just going to have just be the email address. So, right. And that's all. This is what we need. We're going to put, though, of course, a little bit of a heading. And it's going to be subscribe for tips and tricks delivered to, oh, that's not right. Delivered to your inbox. Something like that. And right. Okay. So the whole box itself. So I think we want to give this, we want it to stick out, right? So, and how can we make it to stick out? I think we can give it a darker background with light text. So subscribe box. We want background color, which is where? Here we go. I mean, if it's blue, I'm going to have to figure out the color scheme. I still don't have it. I know I have some stuff in Figma. In fact, what do I have here? Brand elements. Is there a way? Where is it? I'm sure there's yeah, so I have these colors here. I'm not sure if these are the ones I'm going to want to go with. I think we're going to have to modify this. Because it's not quite hitting the tone that I want it to hit. Okay, so let's just this font is my nemesis right now. Okay, we're definitely gonna have to fix that. I want to have some, yeah, no. What if I, instead on here, this will probably override all the styles. Oh, not for the heading though. I must have put a style in for the heading. Okay, so, or a color. I mean, I want to do this. Let's do it for now. And more, be damned with the consequences later. Subscribe form. And all right. You know what? Instead of doing this, let's this is going to be a little bit unique. We're going to have to style our labels as well too. Okay, and you know what? We need to add our radiuses to everything. Yeah, I think we have to, because everything else has board radius. Okay, and then that's the subscription box. And then we are going to do a categories section. Categories. I think my fingers are on the wrong spot. Oh my goodness. We're going to need the collection. And that's going to have to be a link. Link block? No, I think just a link text would be fine. Source is for categories. Link. The URL is going to be the category, and then the text is going to be the category name. And this is the category list. And we are going to put you in a grid. Yeah, with 16 in the middle. And actually, that's a little bit too much. All right. Okay, I remember this. You will need to write that down or keep that written down. So something like this. Different categories. Okay. All right. You know what? These need more spacing in between the two. So let's go to this blog grid and let's edit that, and let's have that, maybe let's have it be double. Yeah, it looks better. border radius is it's off a little bit, but it could be these buttons as well too that are not jiving together. We'll have to think on it, figure out what we can do. Okay. And this section. We don't need this section, and we definitely don't need that section. And any kind of pagination or anything like that, I think we can worry about that once we actually get there and actually have blog posts and what have you. It's going to be a little bit of a while, so I have no problems with letting it scroll down here for a while until we get to like 20 or so. Then it won't be hard to put any kind of infinite scrolling thing or whatever. There's, I think FinSuite has stuff like that too. So lots of things that we can do to fix that. All right. So we have the internal blog page. So when you click on here, where you go, we need to do that. And then we need to do when you click on the categories, it's just going to put up all the list of posts in that specific category and then have the category description. So it's super simple. It's not going to be very difficult to do, but it's just going to be something that is going to have to be done. So I'm going to leave that there for today. It's an hour and a half about, so I need to go out and get up, stretch or what have you. And I think I'm really going to, hopefully within the next couple of weeks, to really work on the stream and put together maybe some animations or graphics. So like if I leave for like 5 minutes, so I can just leave and then come back and then get right back into work, because working for an hour and a half and trying to build something is not a lot of time, especially if I want to make sure I get everything on stream. So I'm not looking like I'm not showcasing everything that it takes in order to build something like this, because I want pretty much everything to be captured on stream. So yeah, anyways, I want to improve the stream and improve the quality and have some better graphics and stuff like that, so I can, take some breaks or whatever and do my stretches and push-ups and pull-ups and all that kind of stuff in between long sitting down sessions, because lower back pain, sitting down all day, every day, not good. Anyways, that's a whole nother story. So thank you so much for watching. Kevin, thank you for all your input. I really appreciate it. Charlene, if you're still here, thank you so much for joining. And thank you to everyone else who's watching this in the future. I really appreciate all your support. And if you have any questions, comments, or whatever the case may be, let me know in the comment section below. I read every single one of them. And I won't be here Thursday and I won't be here Friday. So we will be back here with another stream on Monday. So have a great rest of your week. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.